Peppa Pig's fun day at the beach with her family.
The golden sun kissed the horizon as the Pigmobile trundled along the coastal road, its red frame gleaming, carrying the cheerful pig family toward their long-awaited beach day adventure. Inside the Pigmobile, cheerful giggles echo. Peppa bounces in her seat, eyes wide with excitement, while George clutches his dinosaur tightly, both thrilled for their big beach adventure ahead. Mummy Pig lays out a colorful blanket as the family arrives. The salty sea breeze tousles her hat while Daddy Pig chuckles, unloading beach toys with exaggerated care and laughter. Peppa, gripping her bucket and spade, charges toward the open sand, her giggles trailing behind. George waddles close behind, dinosaur in hand, both ready for castle-building glory. Peppa commands the sandcastle effort with gusto, sketching plans in the sand. George digs the moat with determination, the two working as a cheerful, muddy-faced team under the morning sun. Suddenly, a long shadow looms. Freddy Fox, with a smug grin, appears beside the castle. His sharp eyes glint as he scoffs at their design, stirring trouble in the sand. Daddy Pig strolls over with a chuckle, sensing the tension. He gently diffuses Freddy's bravado with a booming joke, reminding everyone that the beach belongs to all castle builders. As the sun rises higher, the beach glows golden. The children return to building, more determined than ever, their laughter rising with the tide. Fun, not competition, fills the air. Peppa shapes a turret with careful hands while George pats the moat's edge. Determination lights their faces. They're not just building sand, they're building pride, brick by tiny sandy brick. Freddy Fox slaps wet sand onto his own fortress with flair. His movements are swift and confident, as if each tower he sculpts proves he's the king of the beach. Peppa pauses, watching Freddy's progress. Her smile wavers. For a moment, her confidence falters as she sees the scale of Freddy's castle. Taller, sharper, impossibly perfect. George notices her silence and offers his dinosaur. No words are needed. Just a gentle nudge and a shared glance reminding her this isn't about winning. It's about fun. Peppa's grin returns. She pats George's head gratefully and returns to sculpting. They begin adding seashells, transforming the lumpy towers into glittering decorations under the blazing sun. Freddy, spotting the transformation, raises an eyebrow. He adds a drawbridge to his fortress with flair, making sure they see it. His need to impress is unspoken, but clear. Daddy Pig arrives with a booming laugh announcing, "Time for the official sandcastle contest." His voice carries down the beach as he surveys both masterpieces with theatrical importance. Mummy Pig steps forward, smiling warmly. "They're both magnificent in their own way," she declares. The tension melts instantly. Even Freddy, surprised, nods quietly in agreement. Peppa and George clasp hands and tiptoe toward the foamy shoreline, giggling as the cool water kisses their toes. Each small wave brings a burst of squeals and contagious laughter. Peppa leads George in a brave stomp, splashing water high into the air. She twirls with joy, droplets catching the sunlight as George laughs and mimics her playful moves. Suddenly, Freddy races past in a dramatic splash, leaping into the water with exaggerated flair. "Watch this!" he cries, diving with theatrical precision just inches from the piglets. Peppa shields her face as the splash hits. George squeals, clutching his dinosaur. Freddy laughs loudly, clearly enjoying the spectacle as he flops into the water again, unbothered. Freddy dives beneath the surface and pops up dramatically, flicking his wet ears. "I'm the fastest swimmer," he boasts, sending another playful splash their way, this time more gentle. Peppa retaliates with a fierce splash of her own, her laughter joining George's shrieks of joy. A full-on splash battle erupts, water flying in sparkling arcs between giggling children. Eventually, they collapse in the shallows, soaked and breathless. The surf bubbles gently around them, the sun glinting on their wet fur. For a moment, no one's competing, just sharing fun. In the distance, Mummy Pig waves, holding up towels. The trio groans good-naturedly. Playtime's over for now. Dripping and giggling, they trudge back to shore, hearts full and hands wrinkled. Peppa and George sit cross-legged on a beach towel, sandy and smiling, holding dripping cones. The summer sun beats down, making the treat even sweeter, and the race to eat faster, funnier. Freddy strolls up, towering ice cream in hand. "Mine's triple scoop, extra sprinkles," he brags. The cone wobbles as he poses dramatically, daring it to fall, just for attention. Peppa raises an eyebrow, unimpressed. "It's not how big it is," she says. "It's how good it tastes." She takes a triumphant lick, eyes locked on Freddy's teetering tower. George giggles at Peppa's sass and leans over to show his cone. "Mine has 2 flavors," he chirps, proud of his swirled scoop. Now half-eaten, but still magical to him. Freddy's cone begins to tilt dangerously. He panics, trying to rebalance the scoops with his tongue. But gravity wins. A scoop plops to the sand with tragic, slow-motion flair. Peppa and George burst into laughter, rolling on the towel. Freddy tries to stay cool, brushing sand off the scoop like it's salvageable, but his pride melts faster than the ice cream. Mummy Pig arrives with napkins and wipes sticky hands. "Next time, maybe just double scoop, Freddy," she says sweetly. Freddy mumbles thanks, quietly relieved to be rescued from further humiliation. The children sit in a sticky, giggly pile enjoying the final bites. Their mouths are ringed with ice cream and joy, the sun warming them like a sweet summer hug. The frisbee soars high into the sky, catching the sun. Peppa squeals with delight, chasing after it across the sand, her feet kicking up little clouds with each eager step. Daddy Pig lunges for a catch, arms wide, but stumbles over a beach bucket. With a dramatic flop, he lands in a puff of sand, laughing louder than anyone else. Freddy grabs the frisbee and launches it with flair, sending it soaring higher than ever. "Top that!" he shouts, posing proudly as the disc glints in the afternoon sun. Peppa chases after Freddy's throw, but it flies just out of reach. She leaps, lands in a soft pile of sand, and laughs anyway. Missing didn't make it any less fun. Now it's shell collecting time. George, low to the ground, inspects every shell with reverence. "Look," he cries, holding up a tiny pink one, eyes wide with wonder. Freddy returns with a gleam in his eye and reveals a perfect, spiral-shaped conch. "Rare," he declares. "Very rare." He holds it up like a trophy under the glowing sun. Peppa smiles, holding a rainbow collection of smaller, chipped shells. "Mine's a family," she says. Her voice is soft, but the meaning is loud. Sometimes the treasure is in togetherness. They lay their shells on the towel like treasures from a great adventure. No winners, just storytellers, each with pockets full of color, hands full of sand, and hearts full of joy. The sun dips lower, casting long golden shadows. Mummy Pig folds the beach blanket with practiced ease, while Daddy Pig huffs comically as he tries to shove everything back into one bag. Peppa stands quietly by the remains of her sandcastle. The once proud towers are now slumped and sea-worn, but the memories cling like glittering grains between her toes. George crouches nearby, burying his dinosaur gently in the sand. "So he can sleep," he whispers, patting the mound with care. A final gift to the beach before heading home. Freddy pauses before his fortress, now just lumps and shadows. He sighs, But it's not frustration, just reflection. Not bad, he mutters, tracing a spire one last time. Daddy Pig calls out cheerfully, "Pigmobile's leaving in 5 minutes." His voice echoes down the beach. Peppa, George, and Freddy glance toward him, reluctant to leave but smiling all the same. Peppa takes one last look at the beach, castles, waves, shells, and smiles. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. She turns, satisfied, and runs to join her family. The Pigmobile hums along the coastal road once more. Inside, tired eyes droop and sandy toes wiggle. The laughter fades into contented sighs, the kind only a beach day can create. Peppa snuggles into her seat, eyes half closed, the last rays of sunlight warming her face. "Today, the fun won," she murmurs, her voice soft, sleepy, and perfectly sure.
Thanks for joining the adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and dream big. See you in the next tiny tale.